We're going to take a quick detour and talk about some pod beef. Austin Rivers reacted to Rich Paul suggesting that the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr. on his Game Over pod, saying he's got to stop that. Rivers said, first off, why do you have a podcast anyways? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I got nothing against Rich. I just don't understand why I have a podcast. You're not a player. Rich Paul replied to Rivers' comments during Sunday's episode of his podcast saying, you're talking to me about basketball for this segment. I'm not an agent because agents can't have podcasts. His is Podcast Paul. I'm not an agent on this show because agents aren't allowed to have podcasts. Just don't call me an agent for the hour I'm on this show. Who's tripping? I know you guys saw all of this, so.
I don't see this. What happened? I didn't see anything. What happened?
Richard.
I'm teasing. Perk, you want to go first, big fella? We know you always got big feelings.
No, I actually don't. I don't see a problem with it. I don't
See a problem.
You
don't see a part of which part?
Well, one, I don't see a problem with Rich Paul having a podcast. I mean, I know it's the new thing, but he has a podcast, right? Bob Myers had a podcast with what's the rapper name?
Too short.
But hold on. But what I'm saying is, I don't. We're in 2026. Nothing surprises me anymore. If he want to have a podcast, if that's the way he want to go about things, Rich Paul has always been the one that when everybody goes right, he goes left. This is nothing new. Like, he does things that other agents don't do. That's just what he does. Like, he got a contract with New Balance, right? And like, for his own signature shoe. This is like, who are we to tell anybody that they supposed to be put in a fucking box? Who are we? Hold on. You said go first. Let me go first.
I didn't know you was going. Our numbers is dropping.
No, they not. Who are we?
He finds it funny now.
Who are we to tell anybody that they need to be in the box?
Okay. No, you're right. That part. Okay.
If you want to go be great, go be great.
Okay. Thank you, Perk. One, watch your mouth. I only get checks from people that I get checks from. I ain't a part of that. Secondly, let's address this. Perk, you're 100% right. Let's address, though, let's take Rich Paul, agent that represents players on a team publicly suggesting certain trades. That part, let me just say this. Do I believe that Rich Paul would do that again? In that manner, I would say no, right? Everyone, once you start a podcast, you've been on podcasts, you have to learn your boundaries. You have to learn your voice. Rich Paul is one of the most knowledgeable agents in all of sports, one of the most powerful men in all of sports. If he just decides to talk. Now, is it probably the smoothest to talk about a player and suggest a trade in that manner? Probably not. That's probably not the best because he is so powerful. It's collusion. It's tampering. It's there. I'm not saying any of those things happen, but when those things start to hit the air, there's a different weight to them. So from that manner, I'm not saying Rich Paul can't talk. I want to hear his voice because he knows more about what's going on in the industry than probably most people. That's factual. So I want to hear his voice, but the manner in which you go about it, especially with any client, let's take Braun out, any client, if you represent, I'm going to make up a name. If you represent Michael Jordan and you're out here making trade offers publicly for Scottie Pippen, that's probably going to cause some energy of like what's going on, especially in a podcast. So I think I want to hear Rich Paul. I think he's one of the most knowledgeable, but I think the manner in which that conversation came about, I think he might navigate it differently moving forward. That's all.
I also think the NBA is just the pettiest place on earth, and I love it because did you guys see the post last night where Austin, after the game the other day, or going into a timeout, came up and gave LeBron a really big hug, and the cameras caught it, and Braun put it on his social media yesterday and said, I really needed that. Between the two of them. It was cute. It was fun. Yeah. Speaking of Lakers, I'm not saying the word again. Channing, last
rivalry week.
Thank you. Actually, someone in the chat said too, will you say rivalry week 3 times, Rich, fast?
Rivalry week 3 times fast.
I hate you.
Thank you.
I hate
Somebody,
you.
wait. No frenemies allowed. That podcast is produced by. Oh, you're talking about. Oh yeah, we're not going.
Yeah, don't engage. Don't engage.
I love the chat. Chat. Honestly, whenever Channing starts talking, I just look at the chat.
Such a dick.
He's such an asshole.
I feel like everyone in the chat, can you please come up with nicknames for the three of them? Actually, you can throw me in there too. I don't care. Nicknames for all of us. It would be fun. PG-13.
But I will say this. Say this. Rich Paul lost his damn mind. I'm not trading no Austin Reeves for no damn Jaren Jackson Jr.
No.
I don't give a damn.
I don't think he should have a podcast, and that's just me, personally.
Oh, what? Speak on it.
Well, no, I don't want the numbers to go down. I don't want the numbers to go down.
You see, I got Channing in his field.
I just think he's too powerful. He's too powerful for that. Like, when you represent that many players, anything you say can't come from a place of honest opinion, because you have to be worried about, or you have to say something that is tiptoeing lines or trying to move something or get something. So it's not from, like, we can talk freely. And I could say, hey, I don't think he should have a podcast, or hey, I think Steve Kerr is great, or hey, I think Mike Brown needs to work on something. I could say that because I don't have any invested interest in them. Anytime Rich Paul says anything about the NBA, it's for a reason, because he represents and has more inside knowledge than most of us combined. It's just the truth. So it's not a good thing. And he's going to continue to keep getting checked until the podcast is just about stories. And what would he do if he was in that situation? But that's just my opinion.
All right, couple of topics before we wrap this up. Ondis Brown said, RJ must have been kicked out of class all the time growing up.
I was. This is the thing about me, though. They're like, oh, you can't sit next to your friends. Well, that was obvious, but I would make friends next to anybody, so it didn't matter. You put me next to the nerdy kid, you put me next to anybody, and they just knew. So they would just sit me in the back corner.
Real talk for a second. Were you the one that tortured substitute teachers?
No, because I treated substitute teachers like I treated regular teachers. They all can get it. There were only substitute teachers, so the regular teachers could take a break, right? I was the one kid in the class that when the substitute teachers showed up, they would all look at me. And I'm like, look, man, I don't want no problems today.
Right.